The first annotation I want to show you is the key attribute. By convention, CodeFirst will look in each of my classes for a property named either ID or the class name plus ID. So for example, alias ID or tweet ID. If it can't find that, then it won't be able to determine what the entity key for the entity is. And without an entity key, we can't have an entity, and so we'll have a problem. The way to correct this is to use the key annotation. So let me show you the effect of not being able to find such a property and also how to fix it. So I'll go ahead and change author key. My classes happen to have properties that match convention, but I'm going to go ahead and change one of these, and I'll make alias ID into a property named author key. I need to make sure that the property name change flows through the rest of the application, so I'll do that. The only place that isn't going to get automatically fixed up is in the views. I'm going to go ahead and change those, but I won't bother making you sit through me typing those changes. So I fixed up the views also. So everywhere the application was expecting alias ID, it's now expecting alias author key. So now I'll go ahead and run the application. And very quickly I have a problem. The problem was discovered when CodeFirst was trying to generate the model based on the classes. It was looking through the classes and it couldn't find an ID value inside of alias. So it says entity type alias has no key defined. Please define the key. So rather than changing my model, my domain classes, to fit CodeFirst's convention, I'm just going to tell CodeFirst, hey, this is the way I want to name my ID property, so deal with it. And the way I tell it to deal with it is to use the key attribute. Now, I should point out that I've already created a reference in this project to system component model.data annotations, and I created a using statement up here so that I could easily access this. Remember, key is one of the annotations that's in the system component model.data annotations assembly. So I don't have to have a reference to entity framework just to use the key property. So let's go ahead and see the effect of using key. So I'll go ahead and run this, and we'll see what happens. CodeFirst is recreating and reseeding the database for me at the same time. So now it works. Let's go back and take a look at the database. Here's the new database, and notice now I have author key as one of my fields, and that's the primary key, the non-nullable primary key for my alias table. The other thing I want to point out is the impact this had on the foreign key that CodeFirst created for me inside of the tweet table. Notice now that it's author, which is the name of the property inside of the tweet class, and then author key, which is the name of the entity key property in the actual alias class. All of that was in response to the new property value and the fact that CodeFirst is aware that it's a key, thanks to the fact that I gave it the key data annotation.